moon hung low over Singapore's skyline, its pale glow casting long shadows across Marina Bay sands. It was an unusually quiet night, but Wonder Woman's instincts told her something was amiss. Dressed in her iconic armor and armed with the lasso of truth and her indestructible bracelets, Diana Prince moved silently through the city's bustling streets, her senses on high alert. The first sign of trouble came at Clark Quay. Tourists enjoying late-night drinks screamed as a group of shadowy figures descended upon them. Their eyes glowed an eerie crimson, and their fangs glistened in the faint light. These weren't ordinary criminals. They were vampires. Diana's heart quickened. Vampires hadn't been spotted in centuries, and their sudden appearance in Singapore was baffling. She wasted no time. With a graceful leap, she landed in the middle of the chaos, her sword gleaming. "Leave these people alone," she commanded, her voice steady but filled with authority. The vampires hissed, their leader, a tall, pale woman with raven-black hair, stepping forward. "Ah, Wonder Woman," the leader purred. "You're just in time. We've come to feast, and you'll make a fine dessert." Without hesitation, Diana charged. Her sword clashed against the vampire leader's claws, sparks flying. Around them, the other vampires scattered to attack the fleeing crowd. Diana whipped out her lasso of truth, ensnaring one of the attackers and yanking it back. With a swift punch, she sent the creature flying into the river. But the vampires were relentless. They moved faster than any mortal enemy she'd faced. Leaped onto her back, fangs aimed at her neck. But she spun and threw it into a wall. Another lunged from the shadows, but her bracelets deflected its razor-sharp claws. "You're outnumbered," the leader sneered, circling Diana like a predator. "This city will be ours by dawn." "Not if I can help it," Diana retorted, slamming her shield into the ground with enough force to create a shockwave. The vampires momentarily staggered, giving her a chance to regroup. Just as things seemed dire, a figure emerged from the shadows. He was a local man armed with a glowing talisman. "I'm Wei," he said, standing beside Diana. "These creatures have been plaguing our temples. I know how to fight them." Diana nodded. "Stay close. I'll need your help." Wei's talisman emitted a blinding light, forcing the vampires to retreat momentarily. Together, they fought their way through the swarm, combining Diana's strength and skill with Wei's knowledge of the supernatural. He explained that the vampires were drawn to Singapore by an ancient artifact, the blood ruby, hidden somewhere in the city. As dawn approached, the vampires grew desperate. Diana and Wei tracked them to an abandoned warehouse in Pasir Panjang. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of decay, and the ruby's malevolent energy pulsed like a heartbeat. The vampire leader awaited them, the blood ruby clutched in her hands. "You're too late," she hissed. "With this, I'll unleash an eternal night over this city." "Not if I destroy it first," Diana declared. The final battle was fierce. The leader's power was amplified by the ruby, making her faster and stronger. She hurled shadowy tendrils at Diana, who deflected them with her shield. Meanwhile, Wei chanted an incantation, his talisman glowing brighter with each word. Diana managed to disarm the leader, sending the ruby skittering across the floor. She grabbed it, feeling its dark energy trying to corrupt her. With a mighty yell, she crushed the gem between her fingers. The vampires let out agonized shrieks as the ruby's power was destroyed, their forms dissolving into ash. As the first rays of sunlight broke over Singapore, the city began to stir. The threat was gone. But Diana knew the fight against darkness was never truly over. Wei thanked her, bowing deeply. You've saved us all. The temples and the city owe you a great debt. Diana smiled. Protect your people. I'll always be here if you need me. With that, she disappeared into the morning light, ready for whatever challenge awaited her next.